Welcome to the Save Par Golf Podcast, where two average golfers talk about golf and things. Sometimes it's been a while, right? But we are in episode 182. I'm Derrick.
I feel like we were on 181 for a long ass time. And then I remembered you weren't even on 181.
Nope, I was not.
It's just Wyatt and I. And then all of a sudden, I don't know if you listened to it, but like my audio just stopped.
I saw the video that you posted. I saw it on the YouTube.
Oh,
Made
no,
it,
I put that at the beginning. So then if you watch the rest of it, there's the full podcast
just
up to
cuts
like
off.
where it just cuts off. No idea. So I don't know.
So hopefully this one doesn't get cut off. We'll find out.
I have not started my computer since then.
Okay. Well, this is episode 182. Yeah, it's been a while. It's good to see your face as always. Golf has been non-existent for me for the most part. Played in a couple of scramble deals, but other than that, the clubs have been in the closet. Hoping to get a few more rounds in before the end of the year. How about you? How are things going?
I bought a new head cover for my 3-wood. That's it. I'm playing in Abby's little event on Saturday.
That's this weekend, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Yeah, I figured one of us has to go, so she doesn't hate us both. So at least she hates you.
She can hate me and love you.
Yeah.
Holding the fort down. No, I appreciate that. Yeah, I would supposed to be out of town, obviously, but still kind of tied up for the weekend. But otherwise, I would be partaking in that. So
yeah. No, I'm going. I went to my chiropractor got loosened up for, so I don't like pull something first swing.
Loosey goosey.
Yeah. Well, I've had like a big knot in my arm. It's weird. So he hits me with like that impulse gun, and I'm like ready to punch him in the mouth. I'm like, you gotta stop it.
Get it with the right, hit him with the left. Just out of react. Just out of, it's like an instant reaction, right?
Well, I think there's a reason he made me do it laying down on my stomach. That way I couldn't like lean over and hit him. No, I don't know. A big knot. It's still kind of sore, but yeah. So that's the first golf I'll have played in a while since I did that video for Bomb Tech.
Isn't it crazy how time flies like that? Like I know I mentioned it, like going into this year, I'm like, I want to play at least one round a week. And it started off that way for like the first 3 or 4 weeks. And then after that, it's just like, I got my handicap established again. And it's like, I was all excited. And then it turned into like some work, like I said, scramble events. So you obviously can't really do anything with that. So it's been, I said they're collecting dust right now, but it is what it is. It looks like the weather's supposed to be pretty nice this weekend though. It's supposed to warm back up. So it should be, I think we're getting in like high 70s or low 80s again.
Because I don't know how to dress. This is that weird time of year where it's like you don't like how
do you plan for, you bring shorts and it's going to be, or bring shorts in a polo and it's going to be 54 degrees and windy and then it gets chilly out and you should have brought a quarter zip or something.
Well, I think her event's also like in the morning, early morning, like morning-ish. So like it's like I might just throw something like in my golf bag, like a quarter zip or something. And kind of hope for the best. Really, it's like, how do I dress? Like I had an idea, but then it's like, oh, it's gonna be like 70s. I'm like, well, shit. I'm not gonna be walking around in pants. I'll sweat and then I'll die.
Luckily, it's only 9 holes, right?
Yeah.
So. But shout out Kingsman Golf for that. So we had that scramble up in Duluth and it's way up north, and it was like funny. It was like 75 sunny the whole way up, and then like right before we got up to Duluth, all of a sudden these big clouds showed up and it started pouring right as I got out, and I brought my tan Kingsman zip up.
Give your jacket.
Like, I'm so glad I brought this because I usually would have come unprepared. I just had my polo and my shorts, so I'm like, thank God that worked out.
I might just throw that in my bag, and luckily Abby's event's like super casual, so like I don't really think I'm gonna wear a polo. I might wear like a golf like brand like t-shirt or something. I don't even know yet. I'm going with Jess. So Jess and I are going to go play golf because she hasn't played in a while, and I've been trying to get her more involved with golf since she's really liked it. And I'm like, this would be a fun thing for you to do. Let's go. So I'm dragging her, and I'm like, what am I going to wear? I don't know.
It's like going back to school for your first day of school, planning it all, getting all excited. It's been a while to play golf. So, no, other than that, things have been good. So life's been busy. But we do have a cool podcast episode next week with an author. So that's exciting. Um, and then obviously we kind of have an empty schedule, so we'll kind of plan on that accordingly. But
Well,
just kind
I
of have a,
mean, it's hard because you're super busy and I'm super busy. I got a new job, so
I'm happy for you. Yeah, congrats, by the way.
I wish I was still unemployed. It was a whole lot of fun.
Right? It's like I'm bored. I want to just get a job, and then as you're like, all right, I'm ready just to kick it.
Yeah,
That was nice.
yeah. Like the
I
issue
hear
is
you.
everybody's so nice, and I'm like, God, I can't quit. And then I'm like, I don't want to quit, but then I'm like, fuck.
Then the paycheck rolls, and you're like, okay, that makes sense. That's why I'm
Well,
working.
it's actually a pay cut, but way better.
Yeah, a lot more
Worth the pay
benefits,
cut.
for sure.
Yeah, but it's like you've been so busy. I have like 6 weeks of training essentially, and that's only like week 3. And it's like I literally just like get off and go to bed.
Well, I think the nice thing is like usually like spring, summer, and then fall are usually really busy for me just because of the industry that I'm in, and then like the winter usually slows down. So I think like we should be timing it out right where once you're done with training, it should start slowing down a little bit more for me too, where we'll be able to like actually get together and have a, kind of our usual type of podcast episodes. But yeah, it's been nuts. I think we've had like 1 week in the last month that we really didn't do much, but we ended up having a full weekend. So it's just been every weekend, but life's been good, man. So I can't complain. I've been happy. So I'd be happier if we're playing some golf together. That's for sure. But it is what it is.
It's a little dark out for that at this
Now
point.
it is, yeah.
Yeah. Also,
But,
did you notice anything new with my backdrop?
yes, actually, now that you say it, I see we're in the background. Heck yeah, that's sick.
I get
just
an
noticed
hour
it because
lunch.
you were kind of I could just actually see now I can see yours
So
too.
I did it so you could see yours because no, I'm hanging up just you. Because that's weird. Because it's my bedroom.
That would be kind of
Yeah. I get an hour lunch and then I get 2 paid 15s at work, and I'm like, you know what? I'm bored, so I hung them up, and in true Dominic fashion, they're crooked, but they line up really well, but they're crooked. So we're just gonna leave them.
I think
But
it looks great.
shout out Santos. We were saving them for the studio, but I kept looking at them in my closet. I'm like, they deserve to be shown
Need to be on
off.
the wall.
Oh yeah,
Is that a Niners pennant right up above it?
you better believe it.
I saw Kittle got injured. What happened?
Hamstring.
Hamstring? Damn. I like Kittle too. I mean, don't get me wrong, I like the 49ers, but
Purdy might be out too.
really?
Yeah, he's got a finger, shoulder, foot thing.
Finger, shoulder, so he's all sorts of banged up.
Yeah, he's fucked up.
I saw, was it Jake Moody got dropped or cut? Is he released,
Thank
I should
God.
say?
Thank God.
Yeah, I saw they picked up somebody else.
I can't. I don't think I could kick a field goal. So like, I'm not gonna sit here and be like, oh, I could do better. Not a fucking chance in the world. I'm kicking field goals with grown ass men running at me, trying to kill me. But no, you as a 3rd round pick, you need to kick better, my guy. So they picked up Eddie Pinheiro. I think he kicks for Panthers last night.
Dude, how about the freaking Bills and Ravens game? I fell asleep at that end of the game, but I woke up at like 3 a.m. and just happened to check my phone, and I'm like, no way, the Ravens lost.
Yeah. So
and
I turned it off.
Matt Prater signed on, and some of the guys signed on. You cut you off, but they were saying like because Matt Prater kicked the game-winning field goal, and he looks like he's like 45 years old.
He's 41.
I was gonna say he's up there. Yeah. They're like, I thought he was a coach.
Yeah, I know he took a red-eye flight. He was saying so he's been like an assistant coach for like his son or whatever. So he said he was writing up plays for them, and then all of a sudden he got the call and then dropped everything and took a red eye. And then ends up kicking the game winner. I turned it off around halftime, just like I was like playing on my phone or whatever, and I was paying attention. And then I'm like pulling up my fantasy because I was getting smoked. Like just week 1, getting smoked, whatever. And then all of a sudden, because I have Josh Allen, I'm like, this motherfucker might make me win. So I turn it back on, and I'm like, there's not a chance in the world that they make this comeback. And then it was like touchdown, touchdown, touchdown. and then I lost by 2 points because they kicked the field goal and didn't let him run it in.
Uh, well, you made it close at least. But still, that's a kind
Yeah,
of kick in the pants. Is it like, would you rather just get your butt kicked and not win, or
yeah.
would you rather like come all the way back and then like lose by two? It probably even
I'd
makes it a
rather.
little
I
worse.
would have rather just gotten
Just get kicked.
blown
Yeah.
out.
So then you
Yeah,
have to turn it back on and follow it. But that was pretty wild. I mean, that's crazy. It was a good game watching. Derrick Henry is just,
I
I mean,
I've never seen a man that big move
right?
like that.
No, he's so fast and strong. He just looks different. Like Saquon Barkley is a special running back, but Derrick Henry out there is just a different looking running back. It's crazy.
I put this in the chat the other day. I want to ask you because the responses were interesting. So it says you get $20 million, but Derrick Henry has to randomly truck you once a month for the rest of your life. Are you taking that money?
I don't know if I get up after the first freaking.
And the issue
I
is
mean,
you only get the 20 million once.
so you get a $20 million paycheck, but you have to basically get trucked by.
Truck once a month for the rest of your life.
So are we talking like full steam ahead? Like I'm just standing there and he's in full pads and
I'm
helmet and just
Do
runs
you
right
remember
through
that
me?
game when he was with the Titans still and that dude runs at him and he like flicks him on the
Just
dude? That's what I'm
yeah.
picturing.
Okay.
Like that amount of speed, but instead of him like pushing, he like hits you like head on.
I mean, for 20 million, I'd probably say, yeah, I would do it. But man, I would be more investing for my future of my family because I don't think I'd be able to get up and walk or play golf after that.
So Greg said he's taking it. 20 million can cover a lot of bills, medical bills.
Yeah, there we go.
Lalo said you will die a rich man. And he said I for sure won't ever be able to play golf.
See, that's my
Um,
thoughts exactly.
and then Greg goes, I take the 20 million and train just to withstand being trucked all day every day.
There you go.
And then I said, what if he trucks you while you're pooping? Because like that was my first thought. I was like, well, what if I'm like in the bathroom? And Greg goes, brother, I got news for you. I'm gonna be pooping either way.
That's seriously so true.
And then he
But
goes, does the term hit the shit out of you mean anything to you? And I said, but that's my me time and I'd be very sad.
I think he's got to be probably the most, I don't want to say like dominant, but just physically, like he's just a different running back that I've ever seen. Like
I would say the
he's
most
fast
physically like imposing,
for sure.
like
But like,
obviously like you and I grew up with like AP and like
and he's physical. He's a
specimen.
beast. Yeah, for sure. But
Specimen. But like I want to see those two like standing next to each other because Derrick Henry's a big dude.
yeah, he's a big guy. Well, that's the thing. It's like he's not big and just like strong. He's big, strong, and he's fast. He's
Mm-hmm.
quick. Like once he gets like that, when he broke off for that big run the other night, like and dude, he outran like four people. He just hit that hole and just was
So
gone.
I can't tell if he's fast or other people just don't want to like try to tackle.
Try to, yeah, like you know what? Screw it. I'm not even risking it. Just let him get in there.
Right. Because it's like you're trying to get that man by his ankles. I don't think that man has ankles. I think it's just legs and then foot.
Yeah, I agree. But that was a good game. Obviously we talked a little bit about the Vikings and you know, I don't know.
I stand by my comments.
It's tough, right? Because it's like you see that was probably one of the worst first halves of football I've seen in a long time. At least for Vikings. Like speaking for the Vikings, defense played pretty good given like they were on the field like for the time of possession was crazy, right? So they kept us in the game. Then I'm thinking, one, JJ McCarthy's played how many snaps for in 2 years, right? Not many because he missed
Mhm.
the whole last year, and then he played just a little bit of time in the preseason, and then I love. He may not be the greatest as far as like I mean, even though he was slinging it, but I don't want to say he's like going to be like a great quarterback. But I love the resiliency and I love that leadership style that's in him. Because I mean, the fact that happened to him and he was able to come back, I think that's what really kind of showed, and a lot of people saw that. But I will say, yeah, in the beginning, it was pretty brutal. It was bad. It was hard to watch.
I think my issue with one trading up to get him and just like his I don't know how to word it, like his history. as a football player. You look at him and everyone's like, "Oh, he's a winner, he's a winner, he's a winner." It's like, well, when is football an individual sport? You
Yeah.
gotta, like you said, the defense kept them in the game. Well, I don't think he wins if there's no defense. So everyone's like, "Oh,
No.
he's a proven winner, so he's going to be a winner." And it's like, well, that doesn't mean anything. But two, it's like the way the fans talk about him is like he's the savior. He's going to be this young kid and blah blah blah. And then you see him and you're just like, what the hell am I looking like? That pick six,
That was bad.
horrendous. Like
Mm-hmm.
I'm watching TV, I'm laying on the couch, and I by no means am a physical specimen who can throw a football like a pro. And I watched that and I was like, I saw the defender. And
Mm-hmm.
obviously, I don't have dudes rushing at me. I don't have,
Yeah, you're just kind of seeing it from
big,
afar on TV
yeah. But
versus being,
even
yeah,
that,
I
I'm
got you.
like, I'm like, I saw that guy. And
Yeah.
they're on Jefferson like bugs on
Yeah. They
on every
jumped. Yeah. That cornerback was wide open. Let's just put it that way.
he ran that route.
His
That
first,
cornerback
well, we
ran
all
that
know his first love as far as football team was Chicago Bears. So you knew it was only right to throw his first touchdown to the Bears. I mean,
to the
that was a
Bears.
freebie. Yeah.
I'm not a huge fan of him, but I was watching Colin Cowherd talk about his comp to McCarthy, and he said it's Baker. And I'm like, son of a bitch. So Baker, and I like Baker because Baker's got that kind of
Yeah.
dog, like punch in the mouth
Mm-hmm.
mentality. He's very vocal, where I don't think McCarthy is. And I'm like, if you're going to have that mentality, you got to be vocal. Another thing, he said some corny stuff, McCarthy. He's like, I got this alter ego and to put this face paint on. I'm thinking, are you like Kiss or like, are you
Well,
like
yeah, he's a band member. Yeah, that's where he heads right after the football game.
yeah, what are we doing? Um, and Colin Coward was saying, yeah, it's like, yeah, he's not going to wow you, but as soon as he makes that big throw and he's like, oh, I can actually do it, his velocity goes up, his confidence goes up. And I'm sitting there thinking, I'm like, yeah, but Baker's going to throw that throw whether he makes it or not. Baker's a dog.
Mm-hmm.
And he's also going to talk that talk. I mean, we saw him in Oklahoma. He's grabbing his dick. He's, fuck
Yeah,
you to the sideline. He's planting that flag. It's like,
he's
that's who I
definitely
want.
for sure. I It's hard to say. I said this is the first actual game that we get to see him play a full game. I guess what I will say is I think I'm glad to see that happened in the first half and to see him bounce back versus like flipping it the other way around where he was threw three picks or touchdowns and then all of a sudden like went backwards. Like he showed that like he does have that dog in him. But again, I mean Thielen dropped a wide open pass. JJ dropped a
So
pass that
it was
was
funny. My mom's like, oh, I love seeing Thielen in purple. I'm like, he just dropped that pass. My mom goes, no, he caught it. I'm like, ball is on the ground. That
yeah.
like he's as wide open as I've ever seen anybody, and he drops it. And first of all, you gave up two pretty early mid-round picks for a 35-year-old receiver who's slow and apparently can't catch the ball anymore. And you're pumped about it. Like that's my issue with the Vikings is that they make decisions based on nostalgia and what sells versus like good choices. It's like you don't give up two picks for a 35-year-old receiver just because he's been here before. It's like no, you go get the younger dude who's quicker. And it's like you gave Harrison Smith all this money and he's not even playing.
Yeah,
I don't understand it.
do we know what his illness is? Because from my understanding, he's only like been to like one practice since like August or like since it started.
Don't know.
Like I
They're
don't.
giving him. He's getting a shitload of money.
Yeah, interesting. But yeah, overall, it was a really brutal game. Then you kind of like just look at some of the plays back, and you're like, the offensive line was not very good in the beginning too, so that doesn't help him. Dersaw's out. There was a lot, and then I think once the run game, Jordan Mason though is a stud. I've liked him, and he's obviously a 49er. He was good. And I think that
So
that was a good pickup. I like that move.
yeah, my buddy Nick, he's like the biggest Vikings fan I've ever met. Like lives, dies, whatever. The Vikings have a bad game, it like affects his mood. So it's
Mm-hmm.
really funny when I put him in like a management role because it's like hey, the Vikings lost some talk to Nick today. Um, I was like, dude, he's like, I love Mason, and I'm like, do you remember when I made that? It's like, do you remember when they made that trade? Like, I texted you, like, dude, I'm sad. I didn't want to see him go because he's like, we're talking about Derrick Henry's big, strong, and fast. That's exactly how he is too. I think he'll be starting over Aaron Jones
for
before the
sure.
season's over. He's a dog, and he's young. He's cheap. I mean,
It's
the
a good move.
Niners need him if Christian McCaffrey CMC goes out. Oh my God, I want him back.
Well, it's golf and things, right? It was the first it was opening week of NFL, so I think it's only right to talk a little NFL, which is good. Now we got another back. Oh, that's the other thing too. We didn't talk about that. There's a primetime game. A lot of pressure for a young person who's never played to have and to get a win primetime, which is cool to see. So we'll see what happens at home this week because we got another
So
primetime game. So
I guess I'm not impressed because at the end of the day, it's the Bears, right? Everyone's like, oh, they're
Bears.
improved. It's like, yeah, but it's like you have an idiot and a GM, and you have a rookie head coach. It's still the Bears. To me, it's like beating the Browns.
Okay, so who would you looking back? Because at the draft class, Caleb obviously went and won. Jaden, I think, is the real winner of that draft class, right? Jaden
Oh,
McDaniels. He's a stud, right?
absolutely.
Yeah. But if you were like, because there was obviously they were throwing that out there, Caleb Williams is number one draft pick. I
Mm-hmm.
think JJ has more potential than Caleb. Would you
No,
agree? Caleb is dangerous out on the pocket, but you could see like
he,
once they
he was
adjusted in the
so
second half, he was bad.
he was so I don't know if he was bad or if the play calling was bad because he
There was a
looked
lot of missed open throws it looked like in the pocket. Like when he scrambles, he's
yeah
dangerous. He did get a
he
lot of first
looked
downs.
he looked so much better this year than he did last year. Obviously, their head coach is the Detroit
Yeah,
offensive
Ben Johnson. Yep.
offensive coordinator from last year. He looked good, and I was like, wow, I didn't think he would improve that much. I mean, looking back, it's like, yeah, you probably don't take him number one, knowing what we know now. But who also expects Jaden McDaniels or whatever? Is it McDaniels? Jaden Daniels. That's what it is.
Aiden Daniels. Yeah.
I'm blending McCarthy and Daniels together. Who expected him to just go off like that? You know what I mean? And then to continue with this year, obviously they start against the Giants, but
Yeah,
I
Giants are kind of garbage team. What do you think about the Russ thing? I think they just need to. I mean, whether it's not Russ, I just think, like I'm not a big fan of their head coach, but I think Russ should.
I'm more surprised that Jameis is QB3.
Right? Yeah, because what
Like
is it? Dart, was it
Dart,
Dart? Yeah.
Jackson Dart. I don't know. I don't think Russ is bad. I think he's on a bad team. I don't think he's Russell Wilson from 10 years ago, though. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
he's not going to run you over, but I think it's fair to assume that he's definitely older, but the way he throws that ball, he still throws a really
Still got it.
pretty ball. But I think from that draft class, I mean, I wanted Bo Nix
He didn't
because
have the best performance, but he can still gun it. He can sling it.
he was unreal. As the year went on last year, he got better
He
and
could
better. He's very accurate. He's smart. And I guess what I look for in a quarterback is how smart are you? Like my issue with McCarthy last night is he, I mean, it's easy to say it from like couch and like on the internet, but it's like, my God, he did not know when to throw that ball away.
It's like the perfect meme that goes in that is the Leonardo when he's drinking the beer with the cigarette, like pointing at the TV,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. It's like, dude, you like there were sometimes I'm like, you just gotta throw that ball away. You know, and
Quit holding
it's
on
like
and just chuck
it's
it
like
out.
that's what differentiates like the good quarterback from the great quarterbacks, right? It's
Yeah.
it's your IQ. You look at somebody like Jaden. Jaden throws it away. I'm thinking like Tom Brady. Tom Brady, he's not the fastest, not the
Definitely.
biggest arm, but
He's smart.
his IQ was
Mhm.
ridiculous. He was talking to somebody and he was saying he's like, I'm not gonna outrun you, not gonna outthrow you, but I will dissect your defense quicker than you, and I will pick your defense apart because I'm smarter than you. And I'm thinking
Mhm. That's the guy. It's kind of like
that's why
it's like
he's the
Peyton
GOAT.
Manning in a sense. Like they're both very.
Exactly.
Yeah, I agree. I again, I'm one. I'm happy that we drafted a quarterback. 'Cause the Vikings have never. I mean, we haven't done that very often, as you well know. We haven't had a good quarter. Or what was it? It's been the first time we drafted a first round quarterback since Ponder, I think, right?
I was gonna say it's like we draft quarterbacks all the time, but it's like they always do them like late to where it's like,
Yeah,
oh,
so
this guy might be like a backup type deal or like
we'll
a
see what
prospect.
happens with him. Just like
I mean,
who was
I'm
it a couple of years ago from BYU, and then he remember like the first game of the season, he got we drove him down like 80 yards and he got hurt at the end zone, and then like 2 weeks later he got sent to the
oh
practice squad. What's his name? You know who I'm talking about. We drafted him like 3 years ago.
yeah, I can't remember.
Gosh, I'm pretty sure it's BYU, but
Remember Kellen Mond?
Ellen Mond. Yep.
And it turns out the reason they cut him was because Zimmer hated him and didn't want to draft him.
Yeah, it was between the GM and Zimmer. Zimmer did not want him. He said he's trash. But yeah, I think it's the last time we've drafted a quarterback. The first time we drafted a quarterback first round since Christian Ponder, I think, and we all know how that went. Super smart guy, but not on the field.
Yeah, yeah, he's like Jay Cutler, but a little worse.
Yeah, I think but I don't know. We'll see. Like I said, I feel like it's very split. There's a lot of people that are like, he's the man, and there's a lot of people like, dude, I don't like him at all. And I'm kind of like in the middle where it's like I think he's got a lot of potential. The season's young. I mean, I feel like once we get Addison back too, it's kind of okay. It's like at this point, like you have a lot of weapons, so you should be able to if we can protect him, like there's no reason why you shouldn't fail. You should be able to succeed for sure, right?
I just don't like his college resume where it's like, oh, like I think through his entire college career, he threw for under 5,000 yards total. And it's like, and you want this guy to throw to arguably the number one receiver in the league and have arguably the number one receiver core, and you expect him to throw the ball, especially when we don't exactly have great running backs. Like Aaron Jones is fine, but like he's not Aaron Jones from a few years ago.
Yeah, he's got some years under his belt where he's definitely. That's why I think that the Mason deal was great, so they can kind of switch off. Because like you've mentioned, I'm sure Mason will probably end up taking his role.
But the issue is again, they put money into him for 2 years.
Mm-hmm. We'll see. I mean, I'm just glad they got the win because it was terrible for the first half. I was like,
I quit watching, and then I quit watching and started eating ice cream.
That's what I was texting you. I'm like, this is not looking good right now. But here we are. Okay, so Tommy Fleetwood won his first PGA Tour title, and it happened to be the FedEx Cup. It's at the 2025 Tour Championship at East Lake Golf Club, right? So he won the FedEx Cup trophy, and he won $10 million, right? And it was his first PGA Tour win. So congrats to Tommy. We all like Tommy, right?
That's his first win on tour.
First PGA Tour win. So he went out with a bang. Not only did he win. So this is my follow-up.
For Tommy.
Dom, how many starts did Tommy Fleetwood have before winning the FedEx Cup? And I'm going to give you a little bit. I'll give you a little bit of a hint. It was more than 100 starts. He's had more than 100 starts.
Can you tell me how long he's been on tour?
Okay, now you're asking a lot.
Okay.
He's been. I can tell you. He's been. Well, I mean, let's see, over 100 starts.
Because I know he's not a spring chicken.
Okay. Well, according to the Googs, we'll have Greg fact check us, but I believe he turned pro in 2010, but he says it's at least 12 years he's been playing on the PGA Tour.
Okay. So it's over 100.
It's over 100. Yep.
I'm gonna say, God, there's a lot of numbers over 100.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I'll help you out. So it's between 100. It's over 100, less than 200.
Okay, that helps because I was like, God, what if it's like 250? And then I'm trying to do the math. I'm like, that's a lot. That means he's playing everything. I'm gonna say 175.
That's a pretty good guess. So he went 163 starts without winning. So it was technically this was his 164th start. Yeah. So congrats to Tommy, man, because he's been so close. He's had a lot of heartbreaks. He almost won like 2 weeks before that, and then he blew it. And it's like I think everyone was so happy for him. I mean, he's kind of a fan favorite.
Yeah, he's kind of one of those, like, he's so easy to root for, and he kind of seems like he's your favorite golfer's favorite golfer. Mm-hmm. You know, it's always like, man, who are you rooting for? And everyone's always like, Tommy Fleetwood, man. You know, and obviously you're always rooting for Ricky, but I bet you Ricky's always like, Tommy Fleetwood's the dude.
there was a bunch of players that were hanging out afterwards just to like, because he was in the lead by a few strokes from not, if I'm not mistaken, and so they're all hanging around and got it on video and stuff, and it's cool to see that it is kind of like a brotherhood, like even though they're all competing individually, they still support one another to an extent.
Yeah. Yeah, to an extent, yeah. Because I do think there are some players that just like are like, oh, he won, I'm out. Like obviously, we've seen Rory storm out on
Catch a
like
plane.
video and stuff, and but I'm sure there's more players that are like, oh, I'm so happy for Tommy. It's kind of like when Ricky wins, it's always like bout, and everyone's like, let's go Ricky. Like you know what I mean? It's
Everyone's supporting him and cheering for him.
exactly. It's one of those things where it's like, it's so refreshing. I didn't realize that was his first win. I thought it was his first win in a while. I didn't know
No,
that was his first tour win.
First PGA Tour win.
I mean, arguably, that's like one of like the best events to win for your first win, other than like the Masters.
Right. I mean, you're getting $10,000 bucks.
Damn. No, I think you get 10 million.
10 million. Yeah.
And that's one of those events that you have to play well all year to get into.
Got to get the FedEx points, obviously. And then once you get into the FedEx playoffs, you got to play.
I think for that being his first win, it shows that he was, obviously he didn't win at all this year until that, but it showed that he played very well all season. And then he capped it off with his first win that happened to be arguably the biggest event of the year. That's not the Masters or whatever.
Or major, but still.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's the biggest non-major, I would say.
Yeah. And I think it's the big, as far as like prize pool, it is the biggest, it's the largest prize pool there.
Monetary wise, yeah.
Yeah.
Good for Tommy Fleetwood, man. I've always been a fan of Tommy. He's always been one of those players that you kind of look at him on and off the course, you're like, God, he just does it right.
Yeah, so I think it was 2 or 3 weeks. It was like before this tournament, he was in the lead, and then he basically lost it, right? And then they interviewed him, and like the same thing, like just the way he like carried himself, you could tell he was like holding back tears, but he just still like gave like such a great response, answered questions. It's like you're in that moment of like, okay, this is my time. Then you lose it, and then now I got to go talk to, the broadcast, and everyone's seeing it again, and you got all the social media. I mean, it's just cool to see him really pull through after having so many times. I mean, granted, you guys are winning still a lot of money, even though if they take second, but still, I mean, at the end of the day, they're competitors. That's what they're playing for first, right?
Yeah, you don't get your name on that trophy for second.
Right.
I know I'm going to get shit for saying this from Greg, so he's going to let me have it, I'm sure. Like that's kind of my issue with Rory. It's like I understand people are gravitated to him because of his antics. I don't want to say antics in a negative way, because obviously it's like you're frustrated and you leave. I feel like that's still very personable, or relatable. Mm-hmm. But it's like I wanna see the emotion of like, damn, I was so close. Like I want to see the tears almost coming. Like, oh, I really want this win, and I'm so close. I don't want to watch him throw his clubs in the bag and storm off. I want to see the human side of these so-called players, right? Because people look at them like they're not human. I understand there's a human side of storming out and everything, but you still have to be professional, because like I guess I look at that as their job, right? Like you're with a client and that client doesn't do what you want to do. Are you just gonna storm out? No, you're gonna talk to them still.
If you don't want to have that client ever again, then yes.
Yeah.
But yeah, exactly. I know what you're saying. It's like, I think like kind of like what you're saying is like they're both showing their emotions, but Tommy Fleetwood is just handling it with the more professional side of it, where it's like, even though he lost this,
it's not
and
even,
he's never won an event, he's still being able to.
It's not even like professionally. It's just like maturity wise.
Sure. Yeah.
Because it's like you can have hard conversations, and yeah, they're not fun, but it's like you just have to be mature about it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, nobody likes to lose. It's not a great feeling, right? But all of a sudden, Tommy Fleetwood wins, and now the entire golf world is like pumped for him.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, that segue of Rory, he did win the Irish Open this past weekend. I didn't watch any of it.
I feel like that event is always him or Shane winning.
Yeah, that was at the. Well, I was looking up. It's at the K Club. I'm like, what the hell is the K Club? But it's short
Sounds like a
for.
sounds like a strip club.
Yeah, it's like the Streezy, but it's short for the Kildare Hotel and Golf Club. So I don't know if you can hear in the background. I have noise canceling headphones on, but it's like, are the twins? The twins are like bombing off a bunch of fireworks right now.
The
Like
Twins
a
are in
lot.
Anaheim.
That's why I'm kind of like
So no, the Twins are not.
they're.
The Twins are physically in Anaheim, California.
I'm looking right now. They're just firing them off like crazy right now. So I don't know if maybe there's. I
The,
don't
the
know. Maybe they're
Pohlads are
doing
getting rid of all the extra money.
yeah. What should we do with these? Let's just fire them off. Let them rip.
Okay, let's
But
go.
okay, so the Ryder Cup takes place at Bethpage Black, September 23rd through the 28th. So, Dom, another question for you. Bethpage has that warning sign that says the black course is an extremely difficult course, which we recommend only for highly skilled golfers, which both you and I are highly skilled golfers,
Are
right?
we?
Depending on the day.
Oh,
We're just gonna say we are, right?
depending on the day, I
So
can,
dial it in.
I'll dial it in.
So
I'll
I'm gonna
bring
look up
90
Bethpage
occasionally,
Black's scorecard. Let's just see.
and
I
sometimes,
want to. Okay.
sometimes I'll even outdrive you. Every once in
Oh
a while,
yeah.
depending on how hard the ground is.
So just again, somebody kind of if you just throw up on Google. Can you do that, dude?
Can
They're
I hear
going to
Google?
no. The fireworks. So these are noise cancel. You probably can't, but I'm surprised. I mean, they've been launching them out for like 20 minutes. Like it's actually a pretty good. It's like better than the 4th of July fireworks show down here.
It's definitely the poll ads are like, hey, we saved all this money. How do we reward Minneapolis?
Let's yeah. Okay, so there's if you just kind of just type in like Bethpage Black scorecard, the back tees are the blue tees and they measure 7,468 yards and it's a par 71, right? Um, it says scratch players don't come to Bethpage Black to break par; they come to break 80. So, as a scratch golfer, that's what they're shooting for. We're nowhere near scratch golfers. It's a par 71. And like your honest opinion, if you are on your best day, what do you think that you would like what would your score be from playing from the blue tees, which is almost 7,500 yards?
So I have it pulled up too, because like I wanted to see it just to like try. So the blue ones are the far like the
Those are the
tips.
back tees. Yep, essentially the tips. Yep, exactly.
I'm not playing the tips. Give me like the junior tees. Like
Inches.
I want the close tees, and then I want to move up another like 100 yards.
I just
But
kind of
if
a
we're
bat.
saying if we're saying on my best day, so I'm going back to thinking my best round. You and I played at Reagan's because that's when I shot like an 88, and then you got mad at me because I can't count.
Yeah, you
Little
got me
do you
excited.
know,
I was.
little do you know is that I'm dyslexic, allegedly. Um, I'm probably shooting 105.
105.
Yeah,
I
I'm
thought you were
probably
gonna say like 130 to be honest, and that isn't like no knock on you. I just thought you were gonna
no.
like
It's more or less. I'm gonna stop counting. Yeah, like
at 105.
yeah.
I'd be like, dude, I'm just let me just finish off the round and just
After
enjoy it
after
rather
three
than
holes, I'm like, I'm done. Like I'm not gonna count anymore.
because honestly, I think like 7,500 yards, a scratch golfer just trying to shoot 80, which I mean, if you're a scratch golfer, you're honestly shooting usually par. So if it's a 77 72, yeah, I would say it's got to be not like 120s, 130s for me, probably. I mean,
Oh,
it's just,
100%.
yeah,
I'm just stopping counting after a while. Where I'm like,
yeah, no,
guys,
I'm done.
pack the beers. Like honestly,
Let's
if I
just
ever
enjoy
play that
ourselves.
course, I'm not counting here. Well, I'm probably gonna count, but I'm also not gonna take it too seriously to the point where it's like, I have to shoot this because it's Bethpage Black. I'm gonna take it as I'm at Bethpage Black, and it's gonna kill me one way or another. I'm gonna have fun.
How badass is it though, just to have like a warning sign on there, like, hey, you should be playing on this course.
Yeah, I mean it's kind of like saw this. I don't know if it was a meme or if it's an actual thing, but this one golf course had like a sign that said, "If you don't shoot blank, move up." Like a tee
Mm-hmm.
box. And I'm thinking,
Yep.
hell yeah,
Like,
because
don't
I
mind if I do.
yeah, like why would I make this game any harder than it had? Like, don't
Exactly.
mind if I do. Let me. I'm not playing the tips at Bethpage Black. Not a
Do
chance
you
in hell.
think there's like just like a starter at Bethpage Black after you see that sign, you get up to the first tee, you shake it off the first tee, and the guy's like, you gotta go. You're out here.
Do you think? So I kind of thought about this the other day. It's like these really hard and really nice courses. Do you think they have a starter that like checks your like your handicap, and if you're not good enough, they're like, hey, you have to play this tee box. It's just like a kick in the dick.
Yeah, like, ooh, sir, you're in the wrong tee box. I'm sure, like the pressure off of the first tee, let alone having that sign on there, I would imagine there's probably a lot of shanks on that first tee, even though you're still pretty, even if you're still a decent
Yeah.
golfer, right? But yeah, I think there's definitely some of those starters that are usually you get to those nice courses and most of them are pretty nice, but they're gonna be like, hey, depending on your handicap, this is where you would play because the greens are blah blah blah. So, but it would be a lot of pressure. I would be probably the most daunting first hole if there was a starter after reading that sign. You get up there and just shank it.
Do you remember what the starter said to us at the first hole of the wilderness?
I don't know.
So the first hole, obviously, it's my favorite course. So it's like I've played it a bunch. The first hole is like this really long. It's like 500 yards, par five, and it's like a little bit of a dog leg. He goes, if you boys leave here with an eight, you're gonna have a good round. And like we
Yes,
all carded like a 10, and we're just like, fuck.
son of a damn it, Ranger Rick. That is an awesome course. Actually, one of my customers was just like he was just up there playing it. He's like, was it last weekend, I think? And it was like 75 and sunny, so it was perfect all weekend. He
Oh,
stood there, and I'm like, yeah, my buddy's got a camera up there, and I'm like, it's an awesome course.
we sold. Well, I shouldn't say we. My grandpa got kind of tired of
Mm-hmm.
both of our docks. He sold one. He's just he's just like, yeah, we only have one dock now. And I was like, I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, yeah, it's gone.
It's
I'm like,
gone.
it's sitting there in the yard. He goes, yeah, they're taking it in the winter because
The
then they can
pick.
drag it on the lake. And I'm like, you son of a bitch, you
Ah,
actually sold it. And he's like, yeah,
interesting. So that somebody who's already on the lake, they're just going to pull it to their.
yeah. So you know where my cabin is, you can kind of go straight a little bit more.
Yep.
So we know the people in there, and like that's essentially like a little like back bay type
Mm-hmm.
deal. So they bought it. So they're just gonna drag it across the ice versus trying to get up our driveway through that pole and then everything. Because we have that
Sure.
phone line
Yeah.
right there. That I'm
So let's take like a four wheeler. Just take like a 4-wheeler or a snowmobile up
oh,
there or
you.
something.
I mean, it's on
Or probably
wheels.
the vehicle at that point. Yeah, so you can just pull up
It's
to your.
pretty light. I mean, we pull them out with like a. Honestly, we've pulled them out like a Ford Escape.
Yeah, sure.
I mean,
Makes sense.
they're on wheels. But yeah, he's like, oh yeah,
It's
sold
gone.
it.
Sold.
I'm like, oh, I'm like, what else you selling? He goes, I already sold your boat. I'm like, I know you sold my boat. Like, thanks. He's like, yeah, the dock's gone. I'm like, what are you gonna sell like the outhouse next? He goes, no, we need that. And I'm like, yeah.
Definitely. Yeah, you need that for sure. Okay, so I mentioned the Ryder Cup. That's a Bethpage Black. Obviously, team captain is Keegan. There was a lot of speculation where he was gonna be a player and a captain, but then obviously he didn't make that choice. So
So I felt really dumb. I thought that was like a normal thing to play if you were a captain, because in most sports the captain plays. I guess I didn't know like that was like a controversial thing to do, because
mhm.
I up until this year I've never heard of people complaining about the captain playing. I guess is it because he's played bad all year? I don't know.
Part of that, I think too, like kind of look at like the captains are almost like a coach essentially is what it is. It's just like
Mhm.
the fancy term of captain. But yeah, so I think I don't remember. Again, Greg can fact check us on that about who's been the last player
But
that's
we're
been a
putting Greg to
captain
work.
slash. Yeah, we're getting some work. It's been a while, right? So we've got to put him to work. But it's so there's the automatic picks, and I think there's 6 or 7 automatic picks, and then there's the captain picks, which are 6. There's 6 picks. So they got their team all set. I don't know. It's always that fun time of year to watch because it's like the season's kind of ending. Well, the season pretty much ended, obviously, now, and then you get the
Yeah.
Ryder Cup to watch. So it's cool to watch that. I really enjoy it, and it's here at Bethpage Black. I'm excited to see how well these guys do or how much they struggle, so to speak. But
I remember
I
I saw a bunch of people going, "Oh, Bryson shouldn't play. Bryson shouldn't do this. He's on live. He shouldn't play." And I'm sitting there thinking, I'm like, this is like, you literally want the best golfers in your country, essentially,
yeah.
right? And it's
Hmm.
like, I'm like, you're stupid if you don't want Bryson on your team. And then he ends up being like an auto pick where like, congrats, he's in no matter what. And people yeah, Bryson. And I'm thinking, weren't you the one who just said he shouldn't play because he left the PGA tour? And I'm thinking, people are fucking stupid.
Most of those people probably said that. Yeah, now they're
He is unreal. Like he's and obviously now he's doing all sorts of stuff on social media where like he's hitting ping pong balls into like little shot glasses for freaking Bentleys. I can't do that. I'd be 1,000 days. I couldn't do it. I'm
Mhm.
like, listen, he's a damn good player, regardless of what league he's in. He is
that's
unreal.
that's what you should have done with your 2 months off. You should have just tried to just go with some crazy trick shots
Yeah.
like Bryson.
Well, everyone's like, Tom, how much golf you playing? I'm like, listen, you got to have money. Like, I can't. I can't just like. Well, I guess I could sneak on, but it's
I was
like
gonna say you could be back in the high school days and just sneak on.
I paid when I was in high school because it's like
I
I don't want to be that high school kid who gets kicked off the local muni,
mm,
Because all of a sudden I'm
Don,
not
he's
allowed
one of
back at
those.
Majestic Oaks.
I think I've told you this, but I've always paid for my rounds of golf. And there was one time that two of my buddies talked me into like, dude, no, we'll just skirt on. It'd be good, man. The Rangers never around. I'm like, whatever. What the
The
hell?
Rangers there. Yeah.
We're at like the fourth hole. Is yeah, you guys got your receipt? I'm like, son of, I told you guys. I'm like, I always pay, and
Well,
and so
I
learned my
guess I
lesson.
looked at it as it's $12 to hit a bucket of balls at the range, and it's $20 to say the executive. I'm gonna go play 9 holes
Mm-hmm. For the extra eight
for eight
bucks.
for an extra $8. I'm gonna go play 9 holes. I'm gonna have my little stick out and take videos of me playing and whatever. I'm like, listen, for $20, I'm gonna have a damn good hour and a half.
Yep. Let's see what else we got. Okay, so what do you think about? So some LeBron James golf swing, and he's apparently obsessed with golf, and his swing's terrible. But
Hold
Bronny
on.
James, did
LeBron
you see?
James plays golf?
He's been obsessed with it lately. But Bronny James has also picked up golf, and I don't know if he. I think he just started playing because apparently he played with Grant, and I will say Bronny James' swing actually looks pretty freaking solid for if he just picked up the golf game, which is what
What the
he
hell is
apparently is saying.
LeBron doing?
Oh yeah, his swing is atrocious. But again, he also picked up the game recently, which that shows it makes sense. But Bronny's swing,
So Big Bron is what I'm gonna start calling him.
big
Big
Bron.
Bron. Big Bron and Little Bron. Big Bron. What the fuck is that follow through? And then the pose. I'm like granted, I'm not saying I have the prettiest swing ever. Mine's really short and compact, but that's because I'm very short and compact. And I understand LeBron is like 6'8" or however tall he is. But like
Pretty much.
you think being an athlete, they'd be somewhat like flexible and stuff. He looks like a board.
He looks pretty stiff. But like
Yeah.
he does look like it. Like it makes sense that he just started golf. Like okay, like
Mm-hmm.
that shows. But if you look at Bronny's swing, apparently he
Oh,
just started playing 4 months ago. You gotta look it up. He played with Grant, and I was actually really impressed. He's got kind of a short backswing, but he's actually got a pretty solid follow through. I was really impressed with his swing.
oh, here
I
we go.
think
It's
if you, I
on
think if
Instagram.
you,
Only playing for 4 months. Yeah. What's he want?
Grant doesn't have any eyebrows, and it still bothers me.
but that guy gets all of them. He's got all the guests, man. Good for him.
I mean, I wouldn't say he's like a short swing. It's like a 3/4 swing.
Well, 3/4, yeah. But I was
Yeah,
really impressed for 4 months
it
into
looks
it.
good. It's very fluid.
Looks natural. I mean, again, I was very impressed. But so what are your thoughts? I know we always talk kind of going back with the fashion and all these other things, but do you like to see that these other athletes are picking up the game of golf? Do you what are your thoughts
So
on that?
I have a feeling that a lot of these athletes played golf regardless, and they just didn't want to say they played golf because it wasn't cool. But now that it's cool, they're like, oh, actually, I play golf, right? Um, we're also now in an age where everybody has a smartphone and can make an Instagram account and then can put their name and then golf after, and now you're a golf influencer. Because people have said I'm a golf influencer, and I'm like, that's fucking weird. Like I don't feel like we're influencers, but in a sense we are. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I saw this clip from the show Friends, and it was when Tanner gets all of his clothes stolen, and he's wearing panties, and the girl takes all of his clothes.
Wait,
This
what
is
is this from?
Friends.
Oh, dude, I just started like watching that like full on.
So there's one season.
Great show.
Oh, phenomenal.
I mean, I have watched it before, but I'm just like kind of like
So
starting
there's
it
gonna
like
be
to
one
go through it.
episode where Chandler goes on a date. Girl wants him to wear panties because she thinks it's hot or whatever. And then he goes to the bathroom and then she steals all of his clothes. So then Joey comes to the rescue. And it basically said, wow, Chandler's lucky he didn't live in an age with smartphones. Because I was sitting there thinking, I'm like, yeah, that's my buddy. I'm getting that on video. Like, I hate to break it to you guys, but you're
Yep,
living
sorry,
forever.
man.
But I feel like that's how it is with golf right now, too, where it's like, oh, you play golf here, take a video, post it, and now you're gonna be sent stuff or whatever. And um, I feel like that's how it is for athletes right now. Like obviously we know Steph
Sure.
Curry's played golf for a long time and he's very good. Tony Romo's the same way. I know a lot of baseball players play golf in the
Mhm.
off season, and I think a handful of football players do, but it was never really basketball players. Obviously, like Barkley and MJ and all these other guys. But I feel like now that golf is cool and having its moment, which I feel like we've been saying for a while. I feel like now everyone's like, oh, actually, I've been playing golf. I think
Sure.
LeBron is new. I don't think that's a lie. It definitely looks like he's new.
I
Um,
agree.
but I feel like there's a lot of athletes that have played golf secretly, if that makes
It's
sense.
an interesting take, but I can see that. I like that. I like that take. Speaking of athletes, did you see that our boy Mike Conley hit a hole in one the other couple weeks ago?
I did. You know
Yeah,
why?
that's
Because
freaking
we asked for his
awesome.
autograph.
Hell yeah. You
Thanks,
brought the
Ty.
2 golf balls to thanks to Dom Dom.
Damn right I did. They're even
Hell yeah.
titleists.
Yes, sir. Yes,
They're
sir.
even
Skis.
titleists. I think they're tour titleists at
They're
that.
tour titleists. Yeah. So
Yeah,
that's sick. So that's cool to see. Dude, I love that guy. I'm excited for Wolves season. We'll have to
I
pick a
know you
game to
do.
go to. So I got the sketch. So
We
we'll figure
gotta
out.
we gotta see if Ty can hook it
Oh
up
yeah.
with Conley
Mm-hmm.
on the pod because Conley's got his golf. Well, it's not his golf
Brand.
brand. It's a brand, but he's doing golf stuff within the brand now, is what he was saying to us in our very brief exchange of things. But I knows his agent or something.
Yeah.
I'm kind of at the point where if it's an athlete and it's a black athlete, I just kind of assume Ty knows him or knows somebody adjacent to him. And that's not
I
like a
pretty much
racist
knows
thing.
everybody.
It kind of feels like it's a fact where it's like, oh, hey, can you get somebody? He goes, bro, I got you. And I'm just thinking, who the fuck don't you know?
Seriously, he like knows everybody. It's crazy. It's impressive. But it's funny,
almost
the
like
guy that
deranged.
actually well, like kind of the conversation we had with the guy, the photographer there, he does a lot of the shoots for all the Wolves. He lives here.
Mhm.
I'm like, that's so what a small world. And now I see him all the time. We talk to him all the
Yeah,
time. I'm like, that's
in your
yeah.
building. Yeah.
Yeah, it's sick. So but yeah, Conley, that's so cool. I'm glad we started that segue because I was like, I forgot to I don't think I saw that the other day and I was gonna text him like, did you see Conley? He's just that guy that you just again root for. He's just a good dude.
So, I mean, we've met him a couple times
Mm-hmm.
and super nice, very quiet,
Yeah, he's
which
like very, very quiet.
I feel like a lot of athletes are, other than like a handful of them, but very quiet, very nice. I bet you if it wasn't raining, he would have stood there for everybody and signed autographs. And um, obviously, I think our badges say no autographs. I've got my thing right here. Yeah, no autographs. But I'm like,
Unless you're
listen,
Dom and Derrick.
I'm like, listen, that's Mike Conley. I'm like, that's Derrick's dude. And
That's
like
my guy right there.
Ty let me know early on before we left. He's like, hey, I'm gonna get you an interview with Conley. I'm like, okay, hold on, let me pack a couple golf balls quick. So I grabbed two golf balls and a Sharpie. I'm like, worst case scenario, we're gonna meet. I'm gonna because I'm like, I don't know if it'll be while you're there or before you're there, but I'm like, I'm gonna get Derrick's fucking autograph for Mike Conley.
Dude, I was so pumped when I saw him, and then you're like, dude, you were
I'm like,
well. You
I was
you had
equipped.
everything there. You were well equipped. Yeah.
I was
So that was awesome.
I've So Daniel was like, hey, are you going the last day? And I was like, dude, it's like 102 and humid. He goes, yeah, but you're the photographer. You have to go. And I said, no, I don't. I can make this decision. I'm an adult. So next year he wants to fly from California and shoot with us
That would be sick.
because all I have to do is add him to the team and boom, we get two photographers, me and
Yeah.
Daniel. We got a videographer and then we got you, the face.
I think that'd be great.
Yeah.
Daniel, that was sick. I went there on I was there on Friday for just a few hours. It was that whole it's out. That's the downside. It's usually hit or miss, but for the most part, it's always
So
usually
hot.
pretty hot. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I guess I'd rather have it super hot than freaking freezing cold. I mean, at least in my opinion. But
I mean, it would never be freezing. It's in
well, you'd hope. You'd hope.
What month is it? July?
Yeah, end of July.
Like, it's not going to be freezing in July. It's fine.
It will be okay, right?
It would be nice if it was like 70, like 78, light breeze, you know?
That would be perfect. That's like perfect weather. 75 to 80, somewhere right in between there. Just sunny, a little bit of breeze. It's perfect.
I went outside my break today. It was 68, cloudy. Perfect.
That's nice. Yeah. I went out, I
Yeah.
set up for a little run and I was able to sneak out after the rain. Now it's raining again. Same thing. Just a light little breeze. It's so nice. I love it. What else can we? That's pretty much everything I have on my notes. Is there anything that maybe you want to mention or anything that you had in mind to talk about?
I've been so checked out of the golf stuff lately that I don't even know. Like, I know the season's essentially over. So like I've kind of lost track. I need to start reaching out to people, but I need us to like get our schedules straight
Keeper.
before I commit to people.
For sure. Like I said,
Yeah.
I think it kind of works out a little bit with all like the training, and I think it'll mind hopefully here in the next month or so we'll start to kind of wind down a little bit at least. And then we'll be able to it'll be a lot easier for us to coordinate stuff.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
and then next week, author, that should be fun. That'll be good.
Yeah, I don't know how to read. So we should make that a running joke where I just never learned how to read.
It's okay. I got you. I read it. We're good. We'll just
tried.
just look up Cliff Notes.
Yeah, I'll cliff note like what?
What are those?
Like I'm in high school again.
Yeah, aging myself. Cliff Notes. No, but it's a good book. Easy. It is a pretty easy read. It's pretty cool though. I liked it. I think the cool thing with the book, again, I read it I don't know, a couple weeks ago, but it kind of talks it talks a lot about different things in golf, whether it's terms like etiquette, fashion, all sorts of things. There's some good stories in there. And also too, I think part of the book is it's not, I'm drawing a blank on the actual, the name of it, but I have it here because we just rearranged our living room. But anyway, it's kind of nice because it like also talks about like why golf is important as far as you can, it started with him with business. Like he never really got into golf just to get into golf. It was, so you can use it throughout your whole life, but a lot of advantages are, you're going to work and start trying to make a deal on the golf course. It's really cool. It's an interesting book. So it'll be fun to talk to him. I think this is his third book, if I'm not mistaken. So
Yeah.
which I think is impressive.
Should I bring my golf clubs when they fly me out for my job?
Dude, if you could, the weather's always kind of, I've never been to Seattle, so
I should ask my supervisor, be like, hey, if I'm out there for a week, should I bring my golf clubs?
You should, absolutely. Go play Chambers Bay.
Is that near Seattle?
Seattle. I think it's like 45 minutes to an hour.
Worth it.
But that would be sick. Yeah.
Should I drive down to LA and hang out with Raul?
I mean, if you
A
can
long
make
ass
like a
drive.
week out of it, yeah, that would be a long hike. But
Yeah.
well, cool, man. I'm excited for you. Yeah, congrats on your new gig. It's good to talk to you. Obviously, I know it's been freaking like over a month since I've seen your face, so I miss you. It's good to see you.
Careful. Your wife might hear.
Yeah, she's in the other room. Oh, she just pounded on the wall. She did hear it. No, I'm just kidding. But no, in all seriousness, next week, new pod. Thanks for tuning in. I know it was mostly just it was really just, this is more just a conversation of us just catching up on just some random things that we, in sports. It's kind of a Vikings, everything else. So, but it's nice to chat.
Yeah, I know. I wanted to show you the art we hung up. I don't know if I shouted up, but Santos Perez painted those. I commissioned it. It's great. Very happy. Um, yeah. Otherwise, I don't think anything else is new in here. I got my weekend poster hung up, and I got obviously the Funkos of you and I.
You pointed that perfectly. Like you were straight up, like you were like doing the weather. With the green
Kind
room.
of mastered it because
That was really impressive, actually, how fast
so
you did it and how.
like obviously with my job, I come on camera a lot when training, and I can't really show the shoes I struggle with because they're Nike. They're like, hey, we don't want to see it. So I have it blurred. But then everyone's always asking, like, oh, well, what's over there? And I'm like, oh, that one's me. That one's Derrick. That one is the weekend. That's my goose. The grain belt goose.
Green Belt Goose.
Yeah, no, it's a
I
grain
don't know
belt
about.
sign. It's ceramic. It's a goose.
Oh, really? That's sick.
Yes.
I didn't
Yeah.
know that. So,
Yeah.
how do you blur the whole background, but then like do you just turn your camera over to like more to that side, or
So I guess on Teams you can do like a full on like blur where you can't see
blur?
anything. The issue is when you move, it like drags, and that gave me like a
Oh,
headache and kind of like a motion sickness thing after the first day, and I was like, we're not doing that ever again. So I have it set to like blur, but you can still kind of see things. Like obviously I've got my big Marilyn Monroe painting, and everyone's like, oh, is
mhm.
that Marilyn? I'm like, yeah, it's Miss Monroe to you, Marilyn to me. um and then it's like, well, this is kind of easy to point out because everyone's like, well, what's on your wall? I'm like, cameras.
Cameras, yeah.
They're like, yeah. I'm like, yeah. And then this tequila. They're like,
Yeah, do you just like pull up instead of like cracking like a Celsius or energy drink, you just rock a high noon or something? Just
I
I used to
could.
know that. What's
So
that? There's those
actually,
video of that one guy. They always do those jokes like they're in those work meetings and he just drinks it. And then they're like, "Did you just drink it?" And then he like pulls up and it's like a Pepsi. Like it's like a quick. It's like a joke, obviously.
yeah.
But
So I meant to grab like a Red Bull to work one day, and I kind of did grab a nooner. So I got to the store and I looked at it. I'm like, this is
that's
not
not
a
gonna.
Red Bull. It's a full on passion fruit high noon. And I'm like, oh well, I guess we're saving that for later.
Oh, well, there was that. I don't know if that was just like a stunt or what, but I heard was it the high new Celsius got mislabeled and they're
No,
actually high
that
noon. So
wasn't a stunt. That was an
that
actual
actually
thing.
happened, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I thought. I read that and I'm like, so maybe you could just flip it around, and be like, no, this is actually a
Do you know?
Celsius.
Do you
It's
know
just
how
wrapped in a high
pumped?
noon.
You know how pumped I'd be? It's one I don't know, like Celsius. I don't know. I don't. You know how pumped I'd be to crack into one and be like, oh, that's a high noon. Like I pumped,
Dude, that would be nuts.
pumped.
Just get pulled over for drinking a Celsius, just obeying the law, and you end up getting a
Yeah,
D dub.
Mr. Ossifer. It's just a Celsius. Do you want to sip?
Yeah, it's just a Celsius, man. It's like my fourth one, but I'm feeling good. All right, man. Well, it's good talking to you, and we'll obviously talk soon, but next week, new pod. It's good to reunite.
Yeah, no, it's been a long time. Well, actually, you're here. I'll check the date quick of when the last time we dropped
I
one
think,
with you.
well, it was probably beginning of August, I'd imagine. It's been over a month for sure. Because this is episode 182. 181 was, I think it was 180 or 179.
No, 180. You were with we were with Luis with Nice Ball Golf.
Oh
August
yeah, okay.
8th,
Okay, I was gonna say yeah, it was the beginning of
about a
August.
month.
So yeah, it's a month, just over a month. Jeez,
Yeah,
slacking.
and then I was alone for Tori. Why,
Well, it'll be
dude?
interesting to know if, yeah, it would be interesting to see if this cuts off. Hopefully it works. Knock on wood.
No, well, it's not going to cut off because you can hear me.
Oh, it was like it just cut off. Like you guys were like you couldn't.
Yeah. He couldn't hear me, period. I could hear every word he was saying. I could see him. He could see me. I could not hear a single word he was saying.
I thought like the conversation was just.
No, he couldn't hear me, period.
Dang.
I was
That's
like
so
talking.
Weird.
And then all of a sudden he's like, "Are you talking?" And I'm like, "That's rude." And then he's like, "I can't hear you." And I was like, "Oh, this has happened before." Like I'm thinking, okay, cool. Like something's just set up wrong. No, like full on, like no audio, no nothing.
That's so weird.
And
but
it was
just like part of the video though, or the audio. It wasn't the whole thing.
No, that just the ending. So like I cut it off, and then on my phone I recorded a video of me being like, "Hey, I don't know what happened, but like it's just gonna randomly cut off. It'll upload properly, but like it's just gonna like cut off." I know. Not that I expect people to be like, "Oh my God, this is wrong." I mean, it's happened before where it didn't upload properly and it just stopped.
Mm-hmm.
But I was like, "Hey, let me make a video quick of me being like, hey, like I know it's fucked up. I can't fix it. I've tried. I couldn't even record audio. Like I opened up one for me to like record so like the format and everything looked the same, and it wouldn't do that.
Really?
Like I thought my computer broke to the point where it's like I had a new laptop like in my cart.
Getting ready to pull the old add to cart and purchase button.
Well, not that I could afford it, but I'm like, well, fuck it, I'm just gonna do it. luckily it's fine. Funny enough, my new job sent me a laptop and it's like the exact laptop I wanted to get. So it's been fun to like play around with it to see if I like it long term. Yeah, they sent me a Surface.
Is it like a decent size? Like how big is it?
I have it right here because obviously it's like, and it's not like the cheap Surface. It's like the nice Surface.
That's legit.
Like
that's nice.
It's like the nice one too, and I'm like, damn, I've been looking at this. So part of me is like, damn, now I really kind of want one.
Sweet.
I tried to install apps on it and it won't let me. So they have IT. They have IT cracking down.
They got cracking down on you. Yep. All right, broski. Well, have a good night. Good talking to you. We'll talk soon.
We'll see you later.
See you, bro.
Peace.
Bye.